All right, everybody, here today we're going to discuss speed training for the offensive line. When we're first looking for the key performance indicators, the KPIs, right? So, what makes a great offensive lineman? There's a lot of stuff that comes through on the football side, but in the strength and conditioning, weight room side, what would be select? And I think it's peak power, the ability to produce that, peak power in 0.45 seconds, according to Dr. Ray. Agility, right, and true agility. So the ability to ID your target, see them, move efficiently to get there, and then of course strike accuracy. You might have powerful hands, but if you put them in the wrong spot, what is that really going to be worth? First we're going to talk about some don'ts. What are some of the don'ts of speed training the offensive line? I believe in avoiding bag drills. Getting that terrible, inefficient movement over the bag, and the bag's not going to be on the field. Once we're on the field, I try to get as close to the sport as possible, and obviously we ramp that up. Where early off season, it's a little less important, but the closer we get to the season, the more it needs to start replicating to push into handing them over to the actual sport coach, in which case they can then put them into their small side games and individual periods and run with it. Of course, avoiding the stupid chutes, ladders, and even some of the sled work. Not prowler sled, but actual blocking sled work can probably be pushed away just to move guys holding medicine balls, right? That stuff is closed. It's not an open-ended drill. The OODA loop doesn't have to work at all, and it ruins our movement efficiency. So our do's, let's reverse engineer for sport, catchphrase for sure, but it is important to do. And if you choose to purchase the manual, that'll be a big part of it. Focusing on technique. And obviously these short bursty type sprints, that are going to last under 6 seconds. Why would we work on max velocity stuff with offensive linemen? It puts 3 to 4 times body weight on each step, on each leg when you're sprinting, so that's an important factor. Hamstring health, and also makes the robust athlete, right? The high tide raises all boats sort of theory. Why acceleration? I mean, just think about what sport is, right? It's from a stationary position when you're playing football, the ball is snapped, and now you have to accelerate in some way, shape, or form. And so that's combo blocks, getting up to the second level, screen periods, screen drills, throwing screens, and movement efficiency, of course, just to make sure that our body is understanding how it works. Why curve sprinting? I mean, prep for practice in the game, right? When you do reverse engineer, you're going to see a lot of curves, dart, power, wide pull type stuff, screens. There are a lot of curve properties, chasing second and third level defenders as well. Why change of direction and agility outside of Indy? Well, we have to start preparing for deceleration, the power angles that we're going to move in, and also some of the stop, start, slow down, etc. demands of the game. And why conditioning? We will condition in some aspects. It's just not going to be 300s. It's not going to be constant gassers. Let's think about the average play is 3 to 7 seconds. Peak power for O-line, D-line has to be hit at 0.45 seconds. There's a 35-second typical recovery between plays, and a 5 to 6 minute rest between drives. You're going to get 8-9 drives per game, and there's a lot of standing around. So do we really need to go back and forth? Probably not. And inside the manual, we'll have recommendations for all these things, including contact prep, and that way we can prepare ourselves to train for speed with the offensive line.